Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a zodiac twin flame reading for the sign of Virgo. And just keep in mind this won't resonate with every Virgo on the twin flame journey. So if it's not resonating with you, be sure to check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And if you are cross-watching, from what I have seen in my comment section, a lot of people who cross-watch, like if you're connected to a Virgo and you're cross-watching, the cross-watcher sometimes resonates with the viewer or Virgo's energy. So keep that in mind. The energy could be reversed for you or flipped. So I did this a little differently because I wanted to get a bunch of different decks. I think I have 5 decks that I pulled from, and I wanted to save on time. So I actually pre-pulled them all. And when I was pulling these cards, I was like, dang, I wish I had pulled them on camera. But anyway, we're going to get into it. So like I said, I've pre-shuffled some cards here. This is supposed to represent your energy. This is supposed to represent your person's energy. And this is supposed to represent the potential outcome. And once I explain what's going on with these cards, I'm going to use a twin flame tarot deck to get more information about what's going on. But let's just jump right in. Virgo, you are my experiment because I've done so many twin flame readings, but I've never done zodiac twin flame readings. This is my first time doing them. So you're the experimental zodiac sign, I guess. And I started with Virgo because it is Virgo season now. So happy birthday to all my Virgos. I'm surrounded by Virgos. I always say that. And I realized today that even my brother-in-law is a Virgo. So let's get into it. So this is the viewer, your person, potential outcome. So we're going to start with you, Virgo. So for your energy, we have the bouquet, which is number 9, which I like because 9 is connected to hermit energy and connected to Virgo. One thing I want to mention about you, Virgo, is that this card came out in reverse. Dragonflies could be symbolic. Maybe you're seeing dragonflies. The dragonfly does represent that. First of all, this card came out in reverse, and the Lenormand deck doesn't work with upright and reversals, but I took note of it, that it came out in reverse, because there's a lot of meaning behind this card. And one of the things that I'm noticing is this dragonfly. And dragonflies, you know, live most of their life underwater as tiny little nymph creatures, with no comprehension of how beautiful their life is going to be once they crawl to the surface and they ascend and they awaken and they grow wings. They're used to living in darkness. So maybe you've been going through a dark period in your time. Maybe you've been in hermit energy. One of the meanings of the bouquet card is that when you think about a bouquet, you're cutting the flowers, which means that's only a limited time, right? Eventually those flowers are going to wilt and die because you've cut them. They're not being given nutrients. They're not connected to their roots anymore. So one thing I wanted to say is because it came out in reverse, if you are going through kind of a dark time right now, I do feel like it's temporary. The other thing the bouquet card talks about is celebrations, getting together with family and friends. So you could be getting together with family and friends recently or in the near future. And I do think it's symbolic that it's your birthday season. So maybe there's also some birthday celebrations. But remember, it came out in reverse. This says carpe diem, by the way. So if you are kind of in this reversed energy, just know that it will be short-lived. It won't last forever, is what I'm hearing. Or you could be in the energy where maybe things start looking up and then all of a sudden they start looking down again, right? Just the energy of the cut flowers about how they don't last. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm saying for those of you who have been experiencing setbacks, it's not forever, is what I'm hearing. Flowers could be symbolic. Maybe you recently received flowers. I have no idea how I'm going to lay all these cards out, so I'll probably just pile them on top of each other in some weird whatever. Let's keep going. So we have balance, masculine and feminine, and we have this is a twin flame card. So it feels like right now you could be experiencing light and dark. So you could be experiencing some good things, some dark things. It also feels like you're meant to be focusing on balancing your divine feminine, divine masculine energies, which is making me think of the Temperance card. And the Temperance card does talk about healing. It talks about needing to be patient. So perhaps you have been going through a challenging period. So yeah, you could be working on, balancing those feminine and masculine energies, which is for the masculine side. You could be working on your confidence right now. You could be working on your willpower, your routine, your structure, knowing that you are good enough. And with the feminine energy, you could be working on learning how to nurture yourself, learning how to be patient, tending to your inner garden, trusting your intuition. Maybe you're trying to work on balance between, your personal life and your work life, or your mission and your job. Right now I'm trying to balance like physical health and working out with work, which I'm finding very challenging. So maybe some of you are doing that as well. And then we have the solar plexus. So willpower, strength, confidence. So it does feel like right now your willpower could be being tested, or you could be trying to work on that willpower. Maybe you're trying to have the willpower to keep going or to keep working out. I mentioned fitness. Maybe you're trying to quit something, having the willpower to give up an addiction. And I feel like you're focusing on your confidence. The thing that I'm noticing about this card is sunflowers usually follow the sun. They follow the light. And these flowers are not all pointing in the same direction. So some of these flowers are looking down, some of them are looking over there, some of them are looking over that way. So you could be experiencing, this is why I need tarot, because I'm getting a lot of different downloads. So for some of you, you may feel like your willpower, strength, and confidence is all over the place. You could kind of like this bouquet card that I was talking about. Like one day you could be feeling like, I've got this, I can do this. And then the next day, maybe you're lacking that confidence. I also feel called to mention you could be picking up on your person's energy. You could also be trying to embody the Queen of Wands here, because the sunflower makes me think of the Queen of Wands. So for some of you, you could be trying to have the willpower to do something creatively, or have the confidence to be that Queen of Wands. You could be doing something creatively is what I'm hearing. Then we have long distance, space between us. And this doesn't have to mean that you and this person, just forgive my dogs. This doesn't have to mean that you and your person are at a physical distance. This could be an emotional distance. This is, my dog Millie is freaking out. This could be that there's just space between you. So I don't think you're in contact with this person with the cards that are coming out, because there's definitely some element of space between you. So that could be emotional space or physical space. Like I said, I'm just going to cover all the cards up. Oh my goodness, my dog is freaking out. We also have attention elsewhere. I might have to pause it. One of my dogs just got out. Hang on. Oh my goodness. I don't believe in accidents. I do not believe in accidents. Apparently my dog had, just hear me out. It'll make sense. Apparently my dog had a vet appointment that I didn't know about, and because I was doing a recording, my partner told me he was leaving, but I didn't get the message because I'm doing your reading. And she got loose for a second outside, and my dogs are not to be trusted off leash. They have a fenced in yard for a reason, because they don't stay in the yard if they're not fenced in. And my first instinct, you could hear me panic. I went running outside to get my dog. And what had happened is she was on a leash going to the vet, and she just pulled out of my partner's hand, and he opened the van door and she got in the van. But I jumped up out of my chair and like ran outside to chase her. And I instantly got a download about chasing. And one of the examples I use for chasing is when we took our border collie, who's no longer with us, when we took her to obedience training. This is an example I give all the time with the runner-chaser dynamic, and how the obedience trainer told us, what's your first instinct when your dog runs away from you? We chase it. And the obedience trainer said, that's the wrong thing to do. You shouldn't be chasing them. What you should do is run in the other direction, and then they end up chasing you. And that's an example I give for runner-chaser energy all the time. And the fact that I like reacted and just went chasing after my dog like a crazy person made me wonder if this willpower has to do for some of you with chasing. So I just wanted to mention it. You could be trying your best not to chase this person and to allow them to come to you. Anyway, she's fine. So we have attention elsewhere. So right now you're trying to put your attention into other things, like things other than this connection. Let's make some room here for your person. Like I said, these are all going to get covered up, which is why I want to explain them as I'm laying them down. And the only reason I shuffled them off camera is because these kind of readings can be quite long. So I just wanted to save some of your time and some of my time. All right, so let's keep going. We have Archangel Michael, which is one of my favorite archangels, and Archangel Michael is about protection and divine intervention. So right now, whatever you're going through, I do feel like it's divine intervention, and you are being protected. And I can definitely see, based on your person's energy, why you have Archangel Michael. Because I feel like their energy right now would not, I don't think that they'd be able to show up in this connection the way that you deserve or want because of the energy that they're in right now. I feel like your person is going through a lot. So I do feel like there is an element of divine protection here where you are actually being protected. And just the body language here, it's almost like it's pointing this way. So it's almost like Archangel Michael is like blocking this energy or trying to protect you from whatever your person is going through. And then we have the one. So you could be trying to have willpower when it comes to believing in this connection, believing that you're a twin flame. I do feel like you think this person is the one with this card coming out. You feel like they're the one that, you know, maybe you've never experienced a connection like this before. So hopefully that all made sense. That didn't take as long as I thought it would, but like I said, I want to confirm everything with tarot because I'm kind of getting little, like, it's almost like I'm picking up on two different collectives. All right, your person's energy. Here we go. Let me just move these over just a tad. Make some room for your person. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right. So your person's energy. We have the Coffin. And this is, I feel like they're going through a test of strength themselves. The Coffin card, I'm actually going to grab the book. I believe that's, no, I do know. That's Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And we have air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So it feels like this person is meant to be grounding in their energy right now. And you, my little Virgo, could be up in your head about this. I do know that a lot of Virgos do, I'm hearing overanalysis paralysis. So you could be very much in your head right now. And this person, it feels like there's something going on that's meant to ground them. So this is quite a heavy energy with the Coffin, and it's number 8. So Leo could be symbolic. But like I said, I feel like your person is going through a test of strength right now. They could be being tested by the universe, and it's leading to a transformation. You know, there's definitely a transformation at hand here with this card. So the Coffin, and we also have, it's on page 21, which is world energy. So there could be some sort of ending or completion or cycle that's coming to an end. Oh, look at that. The card signifies the end of anything. So something is ending in their life. Something is coming to an end, leading to a transformation. Emptiness. So they're feeling quite empty right now. Inactivity. So clearly they're not taking any action towards you. Passivity and sadness. So there's fatigue and depletion. This may be related to illness, as the Coffin card can indicate disease and may indicate bed rest regime. So whoever this is could be experiencing illness. Also, when you go through a transformation or ascension, you can feel like you have the flu. So it's possible that this person is not feeling well. The bed rest regime, that doesn't need to mean that they're on like strict bed rest from doctor's orders, although some of them they might be. This can also be the energy of 4 of Swords. Transformations. When you think of a butterfly, I'm not sure of the life cycle of a moth, but when you think of a butterfly, when they're transforming in the cocoon, they dissolve into goo. So it's not a comfortable experience. So energy drain, loss of strength, heavy memories, feelings of loneliness, financial expenses, and breakdowns. So your person could be, you know, there's a reason you have the Archangel Michael card. You're being protected from whatever your person is going through. And the breakdown, I feel like your person could be going through a lot of tower moments right now. I feel like in a way, Archangel Michael is also, there's a factor of divine intervention here where things are kind of falling apart in this person's life to get them to transform. Let's keep going. We have mother wounds, healing. So right now, the chaos, the sadness, the illness. Remember I said I was seeing 4 of Swords energy. So they're actually working on healing mother wounds here. I don't like to gender my readings. So for some of you, maybe it's father wounds or parental wounds. But the mother card, the wounding mother card came out for a reason. So I do feel, or this person could have recently lost their mother because they have the Coffin and the mother wound card. And you know, I don't know why it's making me think of there could have been some sort of energetic attachment to their mother. And I don't mean that by like a mommy's kid, or, you know, how typically we say mommy's boy. I'm not talking about like being a mommy's child, but their mother's energy could have kept them stuck, or the wounds that they had, the trauma from their mother could have kept them stuck. I'm almost seeing that as like an umbilical cord. I have no idea why. Actually, I want to put you down here. We have cleanse and clear. So right now their energy is being cleansed, and sometimes that's what the Tower does, right? Divine intervention. I'm seeing the Panther from my animal deck. Anything that is no longer aligned with this person is being annihilated. So whatever they're going through, whatever this illness is, the heaviness, the sadness, the loss, it's meant to help them heal mother wounds and cleanse and clear their energy. Then we have the runner, running from an intense connection. So your person also could have had an intense connection with their mother. They could have also been running from their mother wounds. And I almost feel like anything they've been running from or avoiding is all of a sudden catching up with them. I apologize about Millie barking. I know my dogs bark sometimes, but because Pepper's at the vet, she's extra barky. So hopefully you can just drown her out. And that's Bear barking now. Anyway, this card actually came out in reverse, although I don't normally take reversals in this deck. I wanted to mention it because you could have triggered this person's mother wounds in some way. I'm not saying that you reminded them of their mother, but there could have been a way that you were triggering their unhealed mother wounds, especially because we're talking about a twin flame connection here. Twin flame connections are challenging. They're triggering because they're meant to dissolve our unhealed, trauma-filled former self, and we're meant to rise into the highest version of ourselves. So this person could have been running from this connection because of mother wounds. They could have been running from facing their mother wounds. Clearly there was an intense connection here, because it says running from an intense connection. And typically there's always a runner and a chaser in twin flame connections, although I have heard sometimes there's two runners. I've never heard of two chasers. I have heard of two runners where they both run. But typically it's like a runner-chaser dynamic, and it's only when you stop chasing, and that includes energetic chasing, not just like messaging them and contacting them. I'm talking about like energetic chasing as well. It's only until you stop energetically chasing that they then stop running, kind of like I was describing about the dogs. Not that you and your person are dogs. And then we have triggered. I forgot this card. Triggered, wounds coming to the surface. So right now, whatever is happening in their life that's being divinely guided, it is triggering these wounds. And I feel like this connection triggered those wounds, and they're all coming to the surface. And that's the thing. Until we heal them, they're always going to come to the surface, and they're going to come to the surface more powerful and intimidating than in the past. So it could be that they're in this coffin energy, something triggered these wounds to come to the surface. Like, again, maybe there was a loss here, or it could have been this connection that triggered those wounds right to the surface, so that this person had to look at them. The really good thing about the cards they're getting is that this says healing mother wounds, and this says cleanse and clear. So there is an indication that right now your person is healing and cleansing and clearing. We have chaos. So this is tower energy. So right now their life is kind of falling apart. They could be experiencing, they could be saying, why does nothing ever work for me? Or why does everything always break? Like your person could be experiencing, relationships breaking down, jobs breaking down, appliances, their car. This is, again, chaos is about, it's like a wake-up call. It's like the tower, divine intervention. And I mentioned the body language of Archangel Michael. So as much as it's hard to accept, I feel like if this person, I'm almost seeing like, why is this coming to my head? I'm seeing Titanic. Why, Spirit? And I'm seeing Jack and Rose in the water, and they find that board, and she gets onto it. And when he tries to get onto it, it goes under. And he realizes, like, if I get on that board, neither one of us are going to make it. And that's kind of what this feels like. If they were to come to you or be in your life right now, they would drag you down. And I don't mean that I'm not trying to be like hurtful towards them. I just feel like energetically, their vibration would lower your vibration. I feel like you're probably vibrating at a higher level than this person. You've probably done more healing than them, is what I'm hearing. So you are being protected. Again, I know it's hard to hear that, but you're actually being protected from what they're going through, from the chaos that's surrounding them right now. And then we have Archangel Raphael, which is connected to healing, I believe. I think I looked it up, and Archangel Raphael is connected to healing. It's the angel that guides you towards healing. I wonder if I have that right. That's what my brain is telling me. I feel like Raphael in... Let me just look at something. I guess I could pause it while I look. You know what? I'm just going to pause it. Hang on. Oh my gosh. So Raphael is connected to healing. It's connected to emotions. So it's connected to, like, in this tarot card, or this tarot deck, this Archangel tarot deck, Archangel Raphael is connected to emotions, and emotions are connected to healing. So then, just for, shits and giggles, I wanted to look at what major arcana cards are ruled by Archangel Raphael. And the first one that I found was the Lovers. So that is insane to me. I'm not saying that your person is in some kind of lover energy. That's not what I'm saying. But the Lovers is connected to divine connections and healing. And it can be a very triggering, lovers connections can be very triggering. Was there anything else? No. All right. Anyway, I found that interesting. Now, we've got your potential outcome over here. So let's get into it. We have the Child. So the Child does represent, it's 13, which represents death and rebirth. The other thing I was hearing is I find it very interesting that your person has the energy of the coffin, because it feels like they need to go through a transformation before there can be a rebirth here. And the child card also talks about there could be children involved in this connection, or you could go on to have children if you're of that age. If you're not, it's okay. But the child card talks about new beginnings. The child card also talks about something that, you know, if I don't want to mess up the words here, but like using care to nurture something while it grows. And it makes me think of like a newborn, you know, how if you have kids, newborns need to be, you know, protected and taken care of. And it's almost like, I'm almost seeing like a seed that both of you need to tend to and care to if this is going to grow into this new beginning. Care and supervision. And I'm not saying that you need to supervise this person, but you have the potential of something that can grow into something beautiful, but it's going to take care and maybe time. And it's also related to anything that's growing, having great potential and promise. So it's almost like the potential outcome, it says potential. There is potential for this to grow into this new beginning, but it's going to involve both of you growing, which makes sense because it is a twin flame connection. And it's also about, you know, the potential of supporting each other. The other thing I'm hearing is this one talks about protection. And I know that you have Archangel Michael, but it almost feels like this person, a divine feminine but a divine feminine thrives when their divine masculine can like energetically protect them. Again, not talking about gender. So it almost feels like this person needs to evolve into that version that, you know, won't be triggered, that won't hurt you, that can be that protector so that you can be that divine feminine. All right. We have action, rapid forward movement, and the cheetah is divine masculine energy. So there is the potential for this person to take action towards you. And it says rapid forward movement. And on this journey, the feminine's awakening, not gender, the feminine's awakening happens slowly and over time. You know, I know that a lot of divine feminines, if they had it their way, they'd be in union right away. The divine feminine has a longer journey of like awakening and cracking open and learning lessons and learning not to chase and putting up boundaries, speaking their authentic truth. Whereas the masculine, their journey is delayed, but then they have a more rapid acceleration. Oh, the wind is blowing, so my dogs are freaking out. Okay, I guess they're done. So there is the potential here of action, this person taking action towards you. So I want to say if you feel like you've heard the last of them, you haven't. But I think that this action depends on other things. I feel like it's almost, do you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing Cinderella. I don't know why this is popping in my head. Well, I do. It's a download. You know when the stepmother says to Cinderella, like, if you do all your chores and you do all this and you do that and this and that and blah, 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 then you can go to the ball. And that's kind of what this feels like. It feels like there's other things that need to happen before this action is going to come in. And a lot of it has to do with like what I'm seeing in your person's energy. You got extra cards here. You got one of those and then 3 of these. And I believe, let me just check the progression. Yeah. So there's a progression in these cards that I want to talk about because they came out, it's almost like a timeline. So first, potential outcome, we have growing, self-expansion. So that is one of the things that needs to happen before this action comes or before this new beginning comes. So self-expansion, this is giving me 9 of Pentacles energy where you both expand into your higher selves. And there's a lot about growth here that needs to happen before this new beginning comes in. So that's one of the things that Cinderella has to do. You need to grow. And that's what I mean. I'm sure you've been growing for a while, right? The next, what comes after the growing and the self-expansion? This person then is going to start really, like, I think they're already missing you because they're in coffin energy, which is like sadness, thinking about someone. But this is like feeling that pull on your energy. And I can't remember what was on the bottom for this one. Soul tie. So I feel like after they grow and expand, then they hit that feeling of missing your energy and feeling connected to you. I think you already feel connected to this person energetically because you already know what this is. Like you're watching a twin flame reading. But I feel like instead of you yearning that for them, they need to start yearning for you, is one of the other things that Cinderella has to do. I don't know why I'm getting that download. And then this is the point where I was like, gosh darn it, I wish I had recorded the cards that were coming out. We have reunited, coming back together. And you can see this feminine, gender doesn't matter. This feminine is sitting down and this masculine is standing up, approaching the feminine. So I feel like this person needs to start yearning for you. And I feel like that will intensify once they go through that rapid change and rapid growth that I talk about the masculines going through. So there is the potential of being reunited here. But there's like, you can see there's things that need to happen first. And you know, the twin flame journey is a long one. It's a long one. I don't know the exact numbers. I think it has to do with like what wave you're in, how quickly the feminine awakens. Some twin flames are on the journey much longer because they don't know what journey they're on. There's a difference like in the amount of separation if there's an age difference. You know, I've even heard things like if you were part of this wave, your separation is this long. And if you were part of this wave, your separation is this long. So there's a lot of different factors at play with a twin flame connection. It's very complicated. That's why a lot of people just write it off as like toxic or it's not real, because it is super complicated. So let's get back into it. I also want to mention that I did see the union card come out in your person's energy. Like it flipped out and flipped back in, but it was in reverse. So it feels like this person needs to, they still haven't come into union with themselves. And, you know, maybe you're still working on coming into union with yourself. I can't believe I have to do 12 of these. I can talk. I can talk during these readings. So like doing 12 of them, whew, that's going to be a journey. That's why I'm only doing one today. So let's keep going. We have clearing and healing karma. So that is the potential outcome here, is that these things can be cleared. This connection can be healed. But again, this is one of those things that needs to happen before you can be reunited, is what I'm hearing. And then we have passion. So there can be passion here again, a passionate new beginning once the healing has happened. So we do see like passions reigniting between you and this person in the future as your potential outcome. What am I hearing? Dang, I'm getting a random download, but I can't make out what it is. I don't know what that is. All right, if it wants to come back to me, it will. I can't make out what that is, Spirit. Something about your person. I can't make out what it is that I'm hearing or seeing in my third eye, but it's something about, I can give you an example. It's like sports related, which is weird. I thought it was baseball. Maybe it's hockey. It's almost like the ball is in your person's court. Like they need to fulfill their side of the contract if this is going to happen. And for some reason, I wish I could figure out what that download is, but it's not coming through clearly enough. It's almost like, I'll just use baseball, I guess, but like, it's almost like the game, and I'm not calling this a game, it's not a game, but it's almost like a game where the time is running out. The time is not running out for you, Virgo. Please don't misinterpret me. And like somebody has a penalty shot or someone has it all like, I keep hearing it hangs in the balance. I don't know why. But it's almost like I'm seeing a team where if they want victory, it all depends on what that last person does. That's going to bug me. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to be trying to go to sleep tonight, and all of a sudden it's going to hit me what that download means, and I'm going to be like yelling about it, and no, you won't hear me. All right. So we're going to get some tarot to explore the energy here. So we do have childhood wounding, or children could be affecting this connection. It's almost like I'm seeing, I can't get rid of this download. I swear it's going to hit me. Is Finding Nemo symbolic to someone? It's not Finding Nemo, but for some reason I just heard Finding Nemo. It's almost like your guides and their guides are watching, and like the clock is kind of like at a sports game, and I'm hearing you could hear a pin drop. I don't know. I don't know what it is that I'm hearing. Like I said, it'll hit me randomly tonight. And I'll just, you know what that's like when you're trying to think of something and then it hits you like hours later and you're surrounded by people who don't know what you're talking about and you're like, that's what it is. And they're like, what? That's what's going to happen to me. Australia could be symbolic. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm getting all kinds of weird downloads right now. 9 of Swords. Interesting. Nightmare, situation, sorrow, regret, remorse. So you could be having a hard time sleeping. Or you could just be in your head about this connection, like I said. All right. So I'm just going to we're going to keep it simple here. We have 4 of Swords. Didn't I say I was seeing the 4 of Swords? Was it the coffin card? In the bed. Yeah. Yeah. 4 of Swords. Healing, alone time, withdrawing from love. So clearly you and this person are in 4 of Swords energy. There's no action. 9 of Pentacles. Yes, Spirit. I don't know. Spirit is like really trying to get me to understand this download, but I don't understand. And I'm hearing an Australian accent. I don't know what that's about. We have freedom and independence, but 9 of Pentacles. That is exactly what I've been talking about, which is, you know, counterparts are meant to grow into the highest version of themselves. 9 of Pentacles. And then reach that 10 of Pentacles together. So 9 of Pentacles is an independent energy where you work on empowering yourself, where you learn that everything you need comes from within you, not outside of you. So clearly there's independent energy here. And we have clean. Yes. Yes. So this separation, which doesn't make sense to the Muggle mind, but this separation is meant to help both of you evolve and empower yourselves and to cut the karmic ties and do the inner work. And like I said, feminines start doing that much faster than masculines, not talking about gender. I've had experience with so many male feminines, like men who are the divine feminine and women who are the divine masculine. And shout out to the non-binary people too. All right, so I'm going to look at you first. We're going to keep it simple. I just heard like this connection is not simple. We're going to keep the reading, well, the tarot simple. So let's look at Virgo's energy first. We've got the Knight of Cups. Interesting. And we've got it's in reverse. And I'm wondering if that's the Empress underneath that. And we've got lessons. Separation is necessary. So right now, the separation is necessary. And that's kind of what I was getting at with Archangel Michael. There's a reason you're separated. Learning divine lessons. But you could be... The Knight of Cups follows their intuition no matter what. Like no matter what. No matter if it makes logical sense or not. And with it being in reverse, oh good, it's not the Empress, but it's the Sun. So, is that a bike? That's a dirt bike or something. Anyway. So with it being in reverse, you could be doubting your intuition, or you could be having a hard time connecting with your intuition. And the Knight of Cups in reverse, it says love is arriving. And the fact that it's in reverse is showing me that, you know, nothing is arriving for you love-wise. So maybe that even includes new people. Or maybe, you know, you don't have interest in new people. I don't know. And then you have the Sun in reverse. And remember the bouquet in reverse. And I talked about how if you're going through a period of difficulty, it's going to be short-lived with the bouquet coming out. It's going to be short-lived. But this shows it's almost like there's a cloud over you. So you could be having, it says joy and happiness in love. So clearly you're not experiencing joy and happiness in love. You know, I believe you're healing. I believe you're trying to keep that willpower to trust your intuition, to trust in this connection. But you could be feeling a lack of happiness in your life right now, or like there's a dark cloud over you. Leo energy and water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So that's your current energy. I just want to look up, like you could be, maybe your intuition is telling you this person is never going to heal or change. I don't know. Knight of Cups, disappointment. So it feels like you're experiencing a lot of disappointment. Disappointment that this person hasn't arrived. Disappointment in love. So there is advice for this. Take a step back and find a way to release the heavy emotions you are carrying. You are invited to take a deeper look at your needs and feelings before jumping to conclusions. So you could be jumping to conclusions right now. You know? It's interesting because with your person's energy, I was hearing someone saying like, why does everything keep breaking? And, you know, the world is against me and nothing ever turns out. And you could be mirroring some of that here. Like you could be picking up on that energy through that invisible soul tie there. Anyway, let's see how you're feeling about them. How are you feeling about them? I'm hearing long wait. Oh dear, we have the Seven of Cups. Confused. So you could be feeling very confused. You could be feeling like, did I imagine all that? Seven of Cups, they could have made you feel like an option. You could also be dreaming about them. You could also be considering your options when it comes to this person. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse. And we have cold as ice for how you feel about them. So I'm not saying that you feel cold as ice towards them. That's not what I'm saying. You have the one coming out. So you do feel like this is the one. This is why I needed to get tarot to confirm. But you could feel like you're fighting for nothing with the Seven of Wands in reverse. Like you could be, there's clearly disharmony here because you have the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Wands. You're confused if you should keep fighting for this. There's also something like this person could have treated you like an option, like I said, with the Seven of Cups. They could have shown up with inconsiderate behavior towards you, and they could have given you mixed signals, making you very confused. This is how you're feeling about them. Maybe for some of you, you feel like they were defensive. This could have been a defensive person, I guess. Oh no. Oh no. Giving up. So you could feel like this person gave up on this connection, or you could be feeling like giving up on this connection. And maybe that's why I'm seeing like a timer counting down. I'm not saying there's a time limit. That's not what I'm saying. But the download that I was getting was like there's a timer counting down, and this one person can win the game if they make the shot. And it's like your guides and their guides are like silent. Like you could hear a pin drop watching to see if your person takes the shot. So this clock that I'm seeing ticking down could be, you know, you wondering if it's time to give this up, right? It also talks about going back on your beliefs. So you could be going back on the beliefs that you had about this person being your counterpart. Let's see how you're feeling about this connection. I keep hearing long wait. I keep seeing there's a card in this deck that says long wait, with a skeleton on it. I keep seeing it in my third eye. How are you feeling about this connection? How are you feeling about this connection? We have Eight of Swords, helpless. You feel helpless. It's out of your hands, right? It's like there's nothing you can do to control it. Eight of Swords, so in your head. You know what else? I always say with the Eight of Swords, trauma that keeps us stuck. So you could feel like this person has trauma that keeps them stuck. And you could be wondering if there's other possibilities out there for you romantically. And you know, I believe in the twin flame journey. I also believe that if this person doesn't do the work in this lifetime and you continue working on yourself, coming into union with yourself, the universe will send you a soulmate. I believe that. We have the Hermit. So Virgo energy. So for how you're feeling about this connection, it does feel like, you know, you feel like it's part of your soul's path. You could also be feeling like this person has a lot of soul searching to do if they're going to meet you where you are. We have the Six of Cups. Oh dear. And I just said something about how the universe will send you a soulmate. Anyway, so for how you feel about this connection, you do feel like you have memories. You feel like a past life connection. It does look like you would want reunion. Ooh, we have divine timing, patience needed. Didn't I say that with the Temperance card? Surrender to the unknown. Interesting. So it's almost like I feel I'm either channeling two collectives, one that's ready to give up and one that's surrendered and is trusting in the divine, or I've got a Virgo or a cross-watcher that goes like back and forth. One day, I believe. The next day, I'm delusional. You know what I mean? If that's you, you'll know exactly what I mean. All right, so let's get into your person's energy. There could also be something about healing childhood wounds, you know, that you are feeling like this person has childhood wounds they need to heal before this can happen. So let's see their current energy. Show me the Runner. Dramatic much? Oh my gosh. I shouldn't laugh. I really shouldn't laugh. The Knight of Pentacles. Oh, the fucking Knight. You know, I love the Knight of Pentacles because it's the most determined knight in the deck. But gosh darn it, they move so slow. Like a turtle, snail's pace. The Knight of Pentacles is moving so slowly that it almost is stagnant. That's how slow it is. So clearly your person is in very slow moving energy. With the Knight of Pentacles on the bottom, we've got the Ten of Wands coming out. So I should probably get another card. But the Ten of Wands, this person has the weight of the world on their shoulders. You know, they're feeling overwhelmed. They're feeling weighed down. Lots of responsibilities, lots of chaos. But the thing about the Ten of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles as a combination is that there's slow progress being made. It's just really hard to see. And the Ten of Wands, a white truck just went by. Interesting. People were asking me, do you ever see cars anymore? When I had the candle in the frame, I had to close my curtain, which I can't see outside when my curtain's closed. So when that last candle burned down, I decided to light another candle off camera so that I could have my window open. Anyway, so remember, the 10 of Wands is a sign that there's progress being made. And there's going to be that straw that breaks the camel's back with your person. But right now they have a lot of responsibilities happening. And I just, again, I find it comical that the Knight of Pentacles is on the bottom. Let's get them one more. Let's get them one more. Let's keep it even. One more. Show me the Runner. Please don't literally show me the Runner card. Ha! That's magic. Ah, separation is necessary. Learning to find lessons. That was on the bottom for you. Here. Yes. Listen, it's going to take me like a week and a half to do all these readings. All right, we've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Oh dear. And what are you? Typical, the cards are running away from me. I did say show me the Runner. Interesting. We've got suffering in silence. Oh gosh. We have suffering in silence. Replaying events, suffering in silence. Which really speaks to that Coffin card. So the Page of Pentacles in reverse is showing this person, you know, they feel like they missed an opportunity with you. Wishing that they didn't miss that opportunity with you, that they didn't let you slip through their fingers. There could be things in their life that they're wishing weren't happening. Remember I talked about how I was hearing like, why is this happening to me? I'm going to be really curious as to how long this reading is. And we're only halfway through the tarot. It's all right. So, missed chances, procrastinator. So this person has been procrastinating. They've been avoiding dealing with their wounds. They've been avoiding cleansing. They've been avoiding healing. They've been avoiding those mother wounds. They've been avoiding their emotions, which is why chaos, wake up call. The universe is hitting them from every side, trying to wake them the F up. Let's see how they're feeling about you. But look, separation is necessary. You have the same card. So how is this person feeling about you? How is this person feeling about you? Please don't run away. The Knight of Pentacles. This person could be younger than you. Very interesting for how they're feeling about you. So, Knight of Pentacles, they feel like they could have a stable connection with you. They could feel like they're taking too long, or that they have taken too long. The whole time I was shuffling her cards, I was seeing that card. It's going to be a long wait. So they could be feeling like they're taking too long. The Knight of Pentacles shows they do want commitment. For how they feel about you, they see you as someone, maybe they've got you up on a pedestal. They see you as the Queen of Pentacles, so very nurturing, very down to earth, nice things in your home. Maybe you have kids, maybe you have animals. You could have a good job, very stable energy, very abundant energy. But this person feels like they're taking too long. And again, we have a Knight and a Queen here, so there could be an age difference, or there could be a difference in stability. You could be more stable than them. Oh my gosh, look at what's on the bottom. trust the journey, your connection is protected, divinely guided. So it's almost like they feel like they're being divinely guided towards you. How interesting. Let's see how they're feeling about the connection. How are they feeling about the connection? How are they feeling about the connection? We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So it does feel ripped apart. So they feel like this connection left them feeling ripped apart and exposed their vulnerable side, maybe even exposed those wounds that came to the surface. Look at this. Stop it, Fitbit. I've moved enough today. Stop it. So Five of Pentacles for how they feel about this connection. They hope that you guys can overcome the obstacles and the challenges. Oh, that reminds me. I have to tell you something about your outcome, which I'll tell you in a minute. This person hopes that, you know, when they do come back, when they come in out of the cold, that you won't reject them, that you'll welcome them. Five of Pentacles in reverse. We've also got separation is necessary on the floor. So this person feels like because of this connection, they're learning lessons. I don't know if they know what the divine is or what separation is, like spiritual contract separation. But I feel like this person feels like there needed to be healing and positive change and lessons learned, because however they were showing up in the past wasn't good enough for you, is what I'm hearing. You could have triggered their fear of rejection, fear of abandonment. And I often say when someone has a fear of abandonment, they will run and self-sabotage before the other person can do it to them. I'm not saying it's okay. It comes from a place of wounding. So we're going to look at the potential outcome, but I wanted to mention something to you. On the bottom of the deck for your potential outcome with the new beginning, which is why I kept saying I think there's going to be things that need to happen before there can be that new beginning. Obstacles, the mountain. So it does feel like there's obstacles that need to be overcome, but then you have reconciliation here with the heart and the two doves. Reignited passions. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Anyway, let's look at the potential outcome. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's the Lovers. Is that the Emperor underneath the Lovers? I swear. Ah! It is. It is. That is crazy. And look at that Emperor. It almost looks like that Emperor's begging. Like, I don't want to say your person is going to come in begging, but there is the potential for your person to evolve into that divine masculine energy. There's the potential for an empire, for structure, for stability, for a solid foundation, for this person to evolve. And remember, I kept hearing something about it hangs in the balance, or it all comes down to them. And that's the potential outcome, that they come in as the Emperor, and we have the Lovers, which does speak of union, my friend. So there's still the potential here for union. I stopped mentioning signs like 10 years ago. Sorry. I'm exaggerating. Somewhere around here, I stopped mentioning signs. That just shocked me. What's on the bottom? We've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is renewal. It's commitment. It's investing in a connection, cultivating a strong relationship. Worth the effort, putting in the work. That's your potential outcome. I'm not putting a timing on this outcome. In fact, 6 and 4 reduced to 10, which is Wheel of Fortune energy. And I almost want to say, like, there is an aspect of divine timing, or the universe is in control here. That's crazy. Well then. I just heard, I don't know if you could hear that, I just heard a car accelerate. And I spent all that time talking about rapid forward movement and like the acceleration of the masculine. Let's get one more. Let's just get one more. One more potential outcome. Oh my gosh, we have Temperance. Sagittarius energy, Gemini energy, Aries energy, Earth energy, Virgo energy. Patience, harmony, perfect balance of love. And I said, I'm not getting timing. So there is an element of divine timing here. And this is about divine feminine, divine masculine energies balancing, perfect balance. And on the bottom, we have the Six of Pentacles, balanced relationship. Well then. All right, let's get some channeled messages from this person. I don't know. Channeled messages from this person. What does this, blah, 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 blah. They're tongue-tied. What does this person want to say to you? What does this person want to say to you? Oh my gosh, you got the divine timing card. What does this person want to say to you? They could be watching you. What does this person want to say to you? All right. Oh my gosh. Agreement. You've both made an agreement to focus on yourselves and then come back together as one. That's one of my favorite cards. Irresistible. I cannot resist you. You're the best I've ever had. Extroverted. Moving towards you with confidence. So it does feel like this person eventually, I want to say, you need to trust in divine timing with the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy. Because I feel like it's when they're in the Emperor energy, confident, that they're going to come towards you. We have solitude. The silence between us has given me the insight needed to set my soul free. 3D. I've been programmed to focus on the tangible items, what is right in front of me. So they could have been more focused on the 3D than love. Advice. Ew. Ew. Get out of here. Ugh. So there has been some outside advice here. And most of the time when that card comes out, especially because I thought I said at one point there could have been outside opinions. People who are not on the twin flame journey do not understand it. So while they mean well with their advice, they really don't understand the complexity of it. So oftentimes the advice we get from people who aren't on the journey can make us feel worse. So it's very possible that this person got bad advice about this connection or was worried about other people's opinions. Life is full of surprises, and I have something special planned just for you. And on the reunited card, when I said the feminine was sitting and the masculine was standing, the masculine had brought the feminine flowers. Head over heart. Heart says yes, but the mind says no. So their mind, their logic, like their logical thinking, their mind, their ego was pushing this connection away. The last two cards, ooh, sexual tension. You've been on their mind, all the things they want to do to you. Sexual healing. So clearly this person is attracted to you. Clearly they think about you, if you know what I mean. When they're alone and feeling frisky, you know what I mean. And then look at the other two that came out. We have divine feminine and divine masculine coming out. Aware and awakened to the divine calling, ready to take action, protect, and provide. You're a goddess who healed me and transformed me to my higher self, divine feminine. So again, I feel like this will happen when they are aware and awakened to the divine calling. All right. Did this person ever say to you, I just heard, I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go? I was looking at that card when I heard it. I don't know if they ever said that to you about your butt. Anyway, I had to mention it. So, Virgo, thank you for being my test subject. Now I know how long they're going to be. But yeah, hopefully this helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I'm sending you lots of love and light. And I will talk to you soon, my Virgos. Happy birthday. Love you. Bye.